Believing in yourself begins with building trust within yourself. Trust that you'll keep the promises you make to yourself. Trust that you're safe, that you are kind to yourself, that you tend to your soul. Other words for that you're taking care of yourself. Throughout my college years, I did lose touch in a way that really made me stop trusting myself. Going off to college and being on my own, away from my family, away from my boyfriend of 4 years. We weren't together anymore when we went to college. That independence, that freedom, that liberation. It wasn't really liberation because I still felt really trapped in my own skin, in my own body, in my own mind. But those years I did betray myself a lot. Actually, it felt like I betrayed myself a lot. And I used to say that, but I want to rephrase it now because that's not fair to say. I was so young and at times very naive. And I'm saying that in a kind way. I'm saying that to give myself grace because there were a lot of things that I didn't know. And even if I thought I knew them, I just didn't know them all the way yet. There were certain patterns that I continued to play out and continued getting hurt from. I coped in a lot of ways that did not serve me. And I'm grateful for those things because at the time it saved my life. Those ways that I used to cope got me through the hard times. So, no judgment, sending love to the Pati. My name is Pati. My family calls me Pati. So when I say that, that's me kind of talking to my younger self. I send love to the Pati that was hurting because, she didn't know how else to deal with her emotions. And so I'm grateful for the things that got me through those tough times. But I think a big reason those times were so difficult is because I felt so out of touch with myself. Because I felt like I had to show up in a way that wasn't me. I felt like I had to put on a facade and a mask and pretend to be something that I wasn't, to be liked and to be accepted. I grew up in a predominantly white community and I was always myself, like in elementary school. It was like sixth grade that I started caring about like social status. And so I did mold myself to be digestible enough, but I always was true to myself. Like even when I wasn't all the way me, I was still me. And so kudos, because even when I was trying to fit in and even when I was trying to be accepted, like I still was always very much myself. And even in college, when I was trying to be everything that I wasn't, it was still me. I was still always Pati. Was I as much of myself as I am now? I was at a different stage in my life, right? Again, I was doing what I needed to do to get myself through those times. And I didn't know any better, right? Like I thought that that's what was going to get me to where I needed to go. And honestly, sometimes I knew it wouldn't. And it didn't feel good. I think that's a huge reason I felt so crappy for so many years is because I felt like I was betraying who I was just to be accepted or to feel some sense of community. And it's funny how I still never felt community, really. I still never felt accepted. Even when I was trying to mold myself to fit into this role that I never was, never could be, and never will be. And so, yeah, I mean, it took a lot of work. It took a lot of going inward to get to where I'm at now. And I think that's a huge reason why I'm okay with where I'm at right now. Like, do I feel anxious sometimes and a little bit on edge because I'm like, what the am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Yeah, I think that's normal and natural and healthy to be having those fears and those doubts. But I always ground myself in the knowing that I trust my path. Oh my god, I'm like getting so excited right now because again, this is me talking to myself. This is that alone time that I need. The time that I sometimes put off because it's scary or it's intimidating or I feel like I can't get to the point where I'm at in this moment of just clarity and knowing, a deep knowing that where I'm at right now is okay and it's exactly where I need to be. Because when I look at where I was 4 years ago, 3, 2, 1 year ago even, I'm just so grateful to be here now. And so grateful for the lessons that I've learned, the tough ones, the great ones, the fun ones, the fucked up ones. Like, I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for the tears. I'm grateful for the smiles. I'm grateful for the laughter and the love and the hate. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be me today if I hadn't learned those lessons, going inward and really facing myself and being real with myself and realizing like, oh, like I have not been allowing myself to be authentically who I am because I was afraid to show up as my complete self because it felt vulnerable and it felt really scary because why would you want anyone to see all of you and your flaws and your weirdness? In my mind, I've always labeled myself as kind of weird, right? And now I completely embrace that. I love it. Like I don't mind it. Like it's actually kind of nice. Like, and it's freeing when I finally was like, yeah, like I'm eccentric and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not fitting in, you know, and I think it's the Aquarius in me. I'm just kidding.